Booker T. Washington Bibliography Project. Booker T. Washington was born on a slave plantation in Franklin County, Virginia. He lived with his mother, brother, and sister until after the Civil War. He never knew his father, and his mother was a cook on the plantation. Washington and his mother were both strong believers of good education. He went to an elementary school for all colored children opened by William Davis. He then chose the last name Washington for himself, since all the other students had last names. Washington attended the Hampton Institute, where he learned what it took to be a public speaker. Later, Washington graduated from Harvard University with a Ph.D. Booker T. Washington had a strong work ethic since he had worked for many years. He worked in a salt furnace, coal mine, and taught at a college for colored people in Hampton, Virginia called Tuskegee.
Booker T. Washington's beliefs on equality and freedom were that African Americans should be treated equally and have their freedom. He believed that people of color needed to have economic freedom first, and then they would be able to fight for the other kinds of freedom. He thought that it was not realistic to expect racism to end in a short period of time.
Booker T. Washington thought that people of color and whites should be treated equally. He urged people of color and whites to work together as a union. He thought that both groups of people should have the same rights, but earn the things they got. Washington knew it was going to take time for African Americans to gain the rights they deserved.
Washington's ideas were good and bad. They were good because he did want people to get their rights in a way that would be more peaceful than other approaches. It was bad because many people did not agree with his ideas, and who knew how long it would take for people of color to get their rights. They did not get immediate results from Washington's ideas, although Washington's ideas were realistic and completable if everybody wanted to take a slower approach to the task.
There were a couple of other people of color that did not believe in the things Booker T. Washington said. Many people thought they shouldn't just get economic freedom, but they should also get the right to vote, to ride the bus with everyone else, and the right to go to school with everyone. Washington took a slower approach to these problems, whereas other people wanted their rights now. They did not want to have to wait for periods of time to get what they deserved. Washington gave African Americans hope and made them feel like getting their rights was possible. He showed them that a good future included education and business opportunities. In his Atlantic Compromise speech, he created a plan to end segregation and the Jim Crow laws. He published a book called Down from Slavery, which opened the eyes of many Americans. He founded the NNLB, which helped African Americans get jobs. He was the first African American to be invited to the White House.
Booker T. Washington was famous among all different types of people. His words stayed with people and made big impressions about getting rid of segregation. Washington was a man who could give a speech and have the whole room stand up and cheer. He was successful among the lives of African American people because of the way he approached the issues many people faced. Booker T. Washington made many people stand up and fight for their rights.
Booker T. Washington had a long-lasting effect on many people in the United States. Washington made equality a big part of his push for freedom. He showed people that everyone in America could live together and become one union. Many people heard Washington's idea for civil rights and started to believe they could make a change in the United States. People like Washington have influenced others to stand up for what they believe in. As principal of Tuskegee School, he was able to ensure that African Americans were given equal education as whites. In addition to running the school, he helped create two types of education, adult and extension education. One fun fact is that Booker T. Washington was the first person of color on the American postage stamp.